Good day, Internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Words. Thank you all so much for tuning in to our 46th Open Mic. We've been doing this for 46 weeks, and we have been doing it on Zoom. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you will see the Zoom number 279-995-364. If you would like to join us on Zoom, the number is 279-995-364. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook. You can check us out at facebook.com/New Eurekan Poets, or you can find us on YouTube. Look up New Eurekan Poets Cafe. That is where the show is being recorded. So if you performed or if you feel you missed anything, you want to go back and watch it, you most certainly can do on our Facebook or YouTube. We'd like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can support us with a tax-deductible donation at neweurekan.org/contribute or on our Cash App to New Eurekan Poets Cafe. As I said, we do this every week and we do themes. Tonight's theme is breakup. Valentine's was yesterday. I hope you got your sweet on. I hope things were enjoyable. And for those who were lonely, it's time to talk about breakups. That's what the theme is for tonight, breakup. Next week is my birthday, so the theme is Advocate of Words. Though it is not about me, I wanted to know, when you think of Advocate of Words, just that term, what do you think of? Maybe you think of a lawyer, an agent, teacher, whatever it is, or a poet, writer. You can do that too. Week after that, March 1st, it is the beginning of International Women's Month. So the topic is going to be your favorite lady. Ooh, is your favorite lady a peer? Are they younger than you, older than you, related to you? Have you ever even met them? Or maybe your favorite lady would be pissed off that I'm using the word lady. You have poetic license, flip it how you want. As you see, there are many more other themes for the next month and a half, 2 months. April 5th is our 1-year anniversary special. That is going to be fun. All of this information can be found on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just look me up at Advocate of Words, all one word. And when you spell words, that's what it's easy because, poetic license. So we had 35 people who signed up. Those of you who are in the Zoom chat, please open up the Zoom chat so that you can see who it is that is on the list. The first 25 are guaranteed a spot. Our waiting list, it's not guaranteed a spot, but we work really hard to get to it. So with that being said, poets, you have 4 minutes to do your poems. We are changing it up a little. In the beginning, I'm going to ask you to share your social media handle, where the people can find you, then get into your poems. So with that being said, first up is Catherine Badad. Let me unmute Catherine here. And
Hi.
There we go.
I don't know how that happened. I'm on my website. My name, CatherineBadan.com, has all the links to my Facebook and my music link, etc. And I wrote to the theme tonight, break up. I don't know how I got first, but I'm happy. I'm so grateful to be here. And I hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day. And I wrote this piece in honor of Black History Month. And it's actually also dedicated to all the people in the world who in history have been downtrodden from now into eternity. And, all the people that have been mistreated as citizens and will continue to be mistreated, because that's not what we're here for. And I've also written it in honor of me as a personal revolt to all the people who have mistreated me. So it's kind of a mix. And of course, it's called Breakup. Break up the corporations so all the worker bees can eat. Power to the people. Break up the stock exchange so everyday toilers can earn a buck. Power to the common man. Break up the organized churches and cults and hardcore groups, those who would wish to take away people's freedoms. Power to the individual. Break up the Masons so there are no more sacrificial baby killings. Power to all the innocent babies. Break up the erroneous illusions which stand for supposed reality. Power to the real truth. Break up the naysayers and the absolute soothsayers. Power to the ever-evolving absolute. Break up the machinations of middle management minds. Power to pure, unadulterated liberation. Break up the emotional bodies of all the weeping souls. Power to the deepest heart of hearts. Break up the anger and ire of all the hateful people. Power to the state of unconditional love. Break up the arms and military forces of evil, whose ever constant wars make ill-conceived bundles of money for greedy governments, even ours. Power to the peacemakers. Break up the configuration of destructive forces and corrupted individuals. Power to ultimate peace. Break up all the asinine stupidity so easily found in certain humankind. Power to real knowledge and infinite wisdom. Break up the polluters and toxic waste dumpers, those who would continue to poison and kill us all. Long live beautiful Mother Earth. Break up the greedy people who still value the mighty buck over the health and welfare of each individual human incarnation. Long live faith, hope, and charity. Break up all the right-wing fascist Nazi network news junkie liars who seem to think it's okay to just make some whack shit up. Long live real journalism and fair and honest reporting. Break up the raging waters of discontent and malcontent so that the refuse of hate and abominations no longer plague this earth. Long live the patterns of a new reality and of helping thy neighbor. Power to all the angel creatures who masquerade as humans. Power to all the Greek goddesses who now manifest as women. Power to the poets and artists and of course all musicians. Power to the art of arts and creatively divine outpourings. And last but not least, oh certainly not least, power to me, the infinite ultimate muse, strong, indomitable goddess child. Oh, but try to break up with me and I'll show you what's what. I'll show you how you'll burn in hell and ultimately rot. I'll show you what it's like to be awkwardly skewered with electrified fire without any chances, no, not even one small chance of staying alive. Are you sure you want to be thrown to the proverbial lions? Are you sure you're willing to risk your life and limb to try it? I can be a formidable foe, an immense ocean of pain and suffering. There's no fury like a woman scorned is underrated in this case. So do you still want to break up with me? The mafia of Medusas and all that it encompasses. My wrath is highly underrated as I plan my revenge according to the days of the moonlit calendar of the ancient ages. Break up with me and you'll soon discover what's what. Are you ready for a breakup? Are you quite sure you still want it?
Oh!
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Catherine.
Damn, Catherine, that's how you started off.
I will never
That
start.
was outstanding.
Wow.
I mean, all of it.
Power to Catherine.
Catherine, but Dan, Catherine, make sure you put your information into the Zoom chat. What a way to start the night, right? It's like, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out tonight. It was a wonderful night. I love the topic. I think we covered every possible angle we could. Catherine Badan, please check her out. She's awesome. Okay, Gigi is next, and she is standing. She is ready to go in. She is ready to perform. Go ahead, Gigi. Let the people know where they can find you online, and then you can get into your poem.
So you can find me on Instagram at iron_resilience. That's spelled exactly as it is, iron_resilience. Also, I always love reading right after Catherine because she's who I aspire to be when I am an actual adult. All right. Okay, so I have two poems. The first one is called Those Who Taught Me to Love Myself. And the second one is Broken Mirrors. Actually, I'm going to read the Broken Mirrors one first. Broken Mirrors. I am breaking up with mirrors with a bat. Shattered glass covers the floor in homage to self-love. I am cutting ties with counting calories. I am cutting the throats of those who ask, should you be eating that? My bones are sturdy. I am my own house. Those yours can be easily broken. My curves are the mountains of majesty. You should be grateful that you can perceive me. I am breaking up with the mirage I see when I look at the mirror, and I do not love what I'm looking back at me. I am a small temple, a tribute to the goddess inside me. She lies between my rib cage. I am picking up shattered glass and looking at myself without the influence of others. I am breaking up with the self-image of me that was never meant to be. And this one is called Those Who Taught Me to Love Myself. 1, her. I was 13 and she was 15 and you made me feel beautiful. You called me your girlfriend and I retreated to the closet. If I allowed myself to feel feelings, the bullies who harassed me were justified. I never admitted that I liked girls more than boys for 7 more years. Him. He was 22 and I was 14. You were my sister's boyfriend, and I wish confessions of resistance to a parent were met with safety, and not why can't you let your sister be happy. When I found out that you died 3 years ago, that the cancer ravaged your body, I could finally bury you in the cavities of my brain. 3, him. He was 18 and I was 15, and you taught me that older men don't want younger girls for their minds. They want them for their bodies on top of bodies counted like cattle in a slaughterhouse. 4, her. We kissed and you moved away. I'm sorry I never asked you to be my girlfriend. I was still piecing together parts of me, and you were the one where I finally admitted I was queer. 5, him. I was 18 and you were 40. We were coworkers. Maybe it was the way that my welding helmet and leather boots spoke to you. After 6 months of harassment, you cornered me in a parking lot. I reported you and you disappeared, unweary in my occupation, unsafe in construction, so I fled. 6, love isn't always romantic, and if I had a soulmate, you'd be mine. 7, him. 4 years is not a life sentence, and just because a relationship isn't bad isn't a valid enough reason to stay. 8, her. You were beautiful, but your addiction wasn't. I wish I could have asked you if you loved the drugs more than me, because when you mouthed the words I loved you, it was the first time I had ever heard it. And you are the witch whose magic still binds me. 9, them. Your eyes were full of flowers. I wish I had known that they were oleanders and you were just as beautiful as you were poisonous. 10, me. You are sorting through pieces both robbed from you and rewritten for you. You are breaking bonds and binds, and you are planting flowers and learning how to grow. You are blooming. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for
Gigi.
Gigi.
Damn, Gigi.
Yes, Gigi,
Damn.
that was gorgeous.
Gigi, bring in the energy. Make sure you give her a follow. Gigi, put your information into the Zoom chat as well. What a way to start off the open mic. All right, we're going to keep it going with Kai Brackens. Now, I saw Kai in the chat. I haven't seen Kai online. Where are you? Kai Brackens. Everyone's pointing. Yep, I see. I got Kai. Here we go. Let me unmute Kai Brackens. Kai has returned to us. She's taking a hiatus. So, Kai, let the people know where they can find you online, and then bless us with your poetry, sis.
All right, you can find me at Kai_LoudFatMixedPoet on IG, or also on IG at Kyleen2001. And so this poem today is Dear John Letter to My Abuse. Wrote this today because I was like, oh gosh, I forgot the theme was today. So, Dear Abuse, it's with a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow that I tell you this, but I think we should probably see other people. Well, that I should see other people, and you should probably change your Facebook status to permanently single. I think that this is the best for both of us. Well, actually just me, but I do wish okay, no, fuck it. Let's skip the pleasantries, because in honesty, I have nothing nice to say to you. Let's just try to do this with some dignity. I know you must find that surprising that I can even find some after you stole so much from me. Don't worry, I think I can muster it. Abuse, we've been together so many years, it's hard to pinpoint our anniversary. I don't think it would be wise to try to place a day you first moved in on a calendar because after all, you overstayed your welcome so many times it felt like you practically lived there already. But I do know that since you did, I really haven't felt like myself. I felt more like plaything than person, like the time you told me to shut up and let him keep touching me in the backseat of our school bus even when I pleaded for it to stop. You told me it was okay. He was my boyfriend. To stop being sensitive became my second language. Excusing what he did to me, what they did to me, what you made me do to myself. I knew your tongue like my own, and I felt that it was constantly heavy in my mouth. It grew heavier still when you changed your tune and had me shoveling food down a suffocating throat to try to ease the pain of sexual assault. You said it would make me safe from anyone ever touching me again. We both know that it didn't when boy number 2, 3, and 4 showed up with no ounce of sympathy, just a boner and a thing for fat girls like me. But we were never supposed to be fetishes carved into flesh. You see, I don't remember how long we were together anymore, but I know that by year 2 or 3, you had me taking care of depression and binge eating disorder, the babies you fathered from my body. By year 4 and 5, you had me a mother of PTSD, depression, binge eating disorder, and anxiety, all screaming for the attention I couldn't provide them in a fractured home. Abuse. Took me probably about 6 years to get over you. Enough to take a break and move out of the home we made. A 2-year separation, and for me dating again, for me to finally even leave you. And a man would never do the same things that you did to me to finally even write this letter. My therapist says the best way to deal with big things is by taking baby steps. And I had to take 2 years worth of them to finally tell you that I'm over you playing the clingy ex. That I have to dump our kids in daycare at least a few times a week to take time and focus on me to just be human again. And you know, now that we're finally here, it's apparent that there's nothing really left for us. There was never anything there in the first place. So please do me a favor and lose my number, block me on social media, and keep your child support to yourself. Throw away the photos and all the memories, because the truth is that no amount of time gives you the right to claim me. And now that we're done, I can finally spread these broken wings. Sincerely, Kylene, the survivor.
Unmute yourself, give some energy to Kai Bracken.
Sharing that, Kai.
Yeah,
That's
Kai, that's
That was
amazing.
amazing.
Hell yeah.
Very, very,
nice
very
job.
deep, very
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Thank you, Kai.
and
Brackens, Kai, welcome back again, back-to-back weeks. You're bringing it. I love it. I missed you. Make sure you put all of your information to the Zoom so that people could give you a follow. Next up is my wingman, DG, clearing, and I appreciate everyone keeping their poem under 4 minutes. We're moving along ahead of time. Wait, where's DG? There he is. I see him. I see him. How could I miss my wingman? DG, let the people know where they can find you and then
Advocates
get
and all
into it.
the pandemic poets. So nice to see you. It is 25 degrees below zero here tonight, so a little chilly. Today, we reached 500,000 dead in the US and 2.4 million worldwide from COVID. That's a pretty chilling number there. Recently, I went through a breakup in a relationship I never wanted to be in. What is this? What is this? You're cheating, your lies. We've been at it for so long, 4+ years, wasted. All you do is manipulate me and all my friends. You're a bully and a psychotic. You steal from the poor so you and your cronies can get rich. You're a racist. You reward crazies for beating and killing people. You separate children from their mothers and fathers. You called it the China flu. You watched and do nothing as an old man is shoved, hitting his head on the concrete, killing him. You have killed 500,000+ because of your neglect. You left the virus spread without control. You caused an insurrection, thinking you are the resurrection. Yes, of all the evil in the world, you destroyed things that I love. The beauty of my life. I feel as if I've been used as a sacrifice to demonstrate your mistaken powers. You're the antithesis of what is to be right. You have compromised all my allies. You have thrown into the drain the morals and convictions of a decent society as you tweet about it. You have been wronged. Now you can't tweet. Pushed from the nest, fallen with broken wings. You will not fly again. You are guilty as the sins you commit every day. Tried and acquitted. Another court will prove your crimes. I can't stand you. Get out of my house. Don't touch me. You're a sixth. I can't even say the words. Thank you.
Okay.
Unmute yourself.
Damn, DG.
Wow.
That was great,
That's
man.
how bring that heat, man.
Not about
Thank you.
Wow. That was
That's my wingman. That's my wingman right there. All right. Real quick, because I know some people have been joining us late. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. If you want to join us on Zoom, the number is in the bottom left-hand corner, 279-995-364. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. I am your host, Advocate of Words. You can follow me on all the social medias at Advocate of Words, all one word. When you spell that words, it's with a Z at the end, poetic license. Our list for tonight is closed, but if you would like to sign up, the sign up list opens up 24 hours before the show. It begins on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, visit neweurekan.org and click full events calendar. After you do that, you click on the Monday you're signing up for. So next week, it would be February 22nd, and you order an artist RSVP ticket. That will place you on the open mic list. You have to get the artist RSVP ticket. If you get the other ticket, you're not going to get onto the open mic list. So make sure that when you sign up, you do that. Shout out to some of the people I'm seeing on Facebook. Gabriel Red, my man Luis Santiago, always checking out. Good to see you, brother. Epiphany Divine, she said, I'm back. I hope to be on the Zoom next week. Hope to see you too there. Lisa Chi Hernandez. I like that name, Chi, checking us out. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you. And there is also, I hope I'm saying this name right, Smooth Mosaic. But he didn't spell it, or she didn't spell it like mosaic. It looks like mouse-ic. So I hope it's mosaic. Nonetheless, thank y'all for checking us out. Moving along, we've got Jeff Cottrell next. Where is Jeff Cottrell? There we go. And I got him.
You got me.
Yes. Jeff, let the people know where they can find you online and then get into your work, brother.
Okay, I can be found at jeffcottrell.com and Facebook and Twitter and what's the other one called? Oh, Wattpad. Okay, so this piece is inspired by my ongoing search for an agent and or publisher for my novel. It's called Dream Agent. Hello there. I am a literary agent, and how I love my job. I love my job so much because I love books so much, and I am a good and kind literary agent. I'm not like all those other literary agents. No, all they care about is money and being marketable and maintaining status in the industry and all that. But not me. I don't care about money at all. All I care about is books. I love them so much. Now I shall start my workday. Time to check my email. Checking my email. Oh, look! Somebody sent me a book. Wow! Somebody I've never even heard of took the time to send me a book. Who'd have thought somebody would send me a book? That's crazy. I just can't wait to look at this book. I bet it's pretty good. Wow! Wow! What an interesting book. Look at all the quirky characters. Look at that plot. I didn't see that part coming. Lots of good writing and stuff too. And the ending makes me feel good. What a nice book. It's different from the other books. I bet a lot of people would like reading it. I don't know which people specifically, though. I can't see that it fits into any neat genre category. I don't know how a publisher would market it. But that's okay. Marketability doesn't matter to me. I care about books. I'm a good agent and a kind agent, and I think my job is to bring interesting books to people, especially books that are different like this one. That makes the bookstores more interesting. Let me read this person's query letter again. What a nice query letter. Very professional sounding. All the words are spelled right and everything. It has a real business-like tone. It makes me think this person would be easy and straightforward to work with. Let me read the biographical information. I see the biographical information is a bit thin. Not a lot of publishing history. Nobody knows his name, not even me. I don't know how I could promote him alongside all those other big and established names in the writing industry. But that's okay. I'm the kindest, literary agent in the world, and I think it's my duty to help up-and-comers get a leg up in this crazy cutthroat world. And isn't it cool to find a new writer that nobody's heard of? I sure think so. I can tell this person put a lot of hard work into this book. I can tell he really wants to be a writer, but it's so hard to make a living from writing, even if you're good at it. I bet this person struggles to find time to write. I bet this person has to work at a job, maybe even two, that doesn't make any constructive use of his talents or passions. Not like me. I love being an agent. But imagine having to work 40 hours a week at a job you don't like. Think of how that would suck out all your creativity and damage your soul. It's a miracle that this person doesn't blow his brains out with a gun or something. But I can make this person's life worth living. All I have to do is sell his interesting book to a publisher, and then he can do what he wants for his job. I have that power. Well, I am a very kind and good literary agent, so I will send a nice email back to the writer. Opening a new email, now typing. Dear writer, how are you? I am good. I just wanted to say that your book was really neat, and I want other people to read it too. Maybe we can get it in bookstores with all the other books so people will buy it and we will both make a lot of money. And then maybe you can quit your soul-destroying job and then you won't shoot yourself or whatever. Wouldn't that be something, huh? So please let me... Oh, look! Somebody sent me another email. Wow! I hope it's another interesting book. Oh, it's from the head office of the agency. I bet he has some interesting things to tell me. I can't wait to read them. And he says, I'm fired? What? But this is my first day. Now I'm so sad. I was a kind and good literary agent, but now I'm just a sad ex-literary agent. I guess I'll have to go back to work at McDonald's again. But that's okay. I was the best and kindest McDonald's cashier in the world, and I will be again because I love McDonald's food. I smiled at every customer and gave them the food they wanted and never spat in it even when they deserved it. I had that power. So maybe it's a happy day after all. Thank you. Again, that was called Dream Agent.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Jeff Cottrell.
Wow.
Yeah, Jeff.
Bonafide genius.
Whole show, man. You do this whole show, man. For real.
Amazing DG.
And now we know why Advocate of Words hasn't been published in a while. Jeff was my agent and he got fired. Okay, moving right along. Next is Roz. Oh, Roz just moved. I went to unmute her and it moved.
Hey,
Wow.
everyone.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Roz. Yes, hear you well. Looking good in purple too. Okay, Roz, let the people know where they can find you online and then get into your poetry.
On Instagram, Through Her Big Brown Eyes, and at my website, www.throughherbigbrowneyes.com. This one is called Me Versus Me, and it goes like this. Speaking is the art of forcing this tangled but witty tongue to say something coherent. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the effort is just not worth putting in. Tired of explaining to minds elevating. Next time I promise to feel good about being honest to God. I'm trying to win. Promise me you won't leave without so much as a wave goodbye, but if you leave, you didn't try hard enough, and I'm worth it, so fuck you. How I wish they made sense most times, my thoughts, but they're just an old puzzle piece, collecting dust in a box, waiting patiently to be a part of a bigger picture, to be appreciated and valued for the work of art that it is. In a perfect world, everywhere I go, I'm being understood, and complexity is more than just an aching taboo or synonym to unmarriable. If I didn't want to be understood, I'd be lying. Next to you is the quietest my mind has ever been. All the brain thunder finds peace, and though it still roars violently, I'm free to breathe. I think about letting you into my mind, unparalleled darkness and blinding shine all at the same time, but I'm scared it will ruin everything. Happens for a reason. If this is true, why is this happening? Me and you, vulnerability is choosing between being completely exposed, in danger, but free. This thirst in me to be on both sides of the fence. I have walls, but at least they're not decorated with barbed wire. Maybe a bit of poison ivy. Climb over if you desire. Prove it to me. Leave, but stay. To love feels like handing a fully loaded firearm to someone with trembling fingers. Those same fingers that are intertwined as we walk down the street together. Who says I don't trust? Heart beating fast and mind racing faster as I ask myself, if body language is a thing, how many of my secrets and fears have I shared with you without uttering a single word? Ugh. When will I get it through my head that softness does not mean weakness? I want you to look at me, but not too deep, and I wish I could say I'm sorry, but I'm not. And when asked why someone hasn't made me their wife, I often reply that there's no one that catches my eye. But the truth is, one too many have left with pieces of me between their teeth, and the taste of me is still a distant memory on their tongue, that I no longer remember the taste of feeling, holy shit, I give myself a headache. No one wins when the war is me versus me. End poem.
Mute yourselves, give it up for Raj.
Damn, nice, Raj. Nice. Way to come through. Nice.
Yes.
Battlers all the time. Yeah.
Roz coming through the brain thunder. I like that line. You can find Roz online through her big brown eyes, through herbigbrownyes.com. Roz, make sure you put that info in the chat. Thank you for coming by, as always, representing the Bronx. Also, a reminder, jeffcottrell.com. If you want to check out Jeff, he's got his own website too, jeffcottrell.com. Moving right along, we are going to Generalissimo. Where is Generalissimo? Where is he? I didn't see him in the chat. I don't see him here. I don't see people waving their hands around saying these. Oh, there he is. Now I got him.
Hey, can you pass me up and let me go right after this? Because I'm trying to dig something out.
All right, cool. So we'll
Just
get
one
right
more.
back to Generalissimo. And we're going to go Alexander Goldberg, the Goldberg out in the West Coast. Now, I did see him here. Here we go. Let me unmute him. Got so many windows. I'm trying to find people. There we go. Alexander, let the people know where they can find you online. And then let's hear it, man.
Okay, find me online on Facebook, Alexander Goldberg 35. On Instagram, Korbensky. On Twitter, Gon15. I posted right now, quickly. Yes, yeah, right there. Okay, so once I heard that the theme for tonight was breakup, I decided to write a parody song dedicated to Britney Spears. For she holds the record of shortest marriage in show business. And this is from the perspective of her childhood friend, Jason Allen Alexander, whom she married in January 2004, 17 years ago. So this is, the lyrics are mine. The music is not mine, so this is for non-commercial use only. So this is Britney with the anti-record. After night at the club, in the morning in Vegas, we got married, but they not invite any guests. We thought we were in love. It is crazy to say this, but our happy marriage lasted only for 2 days. But we didn't care, and we still don't care. It was just a joke that lasted too long. Britney sang it then, she did it again. Everyone was shocked while we sang our song. But we didn't care, and we still don't care if somebody thought what we did was wrong. We thought we were right after a crazy night, but our marriage was shorter than the sun. We were dancing and thought we're made for one another. Ngaftung des do us part. Ano, let's ngaf this to ngaf. We have planned it one way, but it turned out the other. And our honeymoon has lasted 1 day and a half. But we didn't care, and we still don't care. It was just a joke that lasted too long. Britney sang it then, she did it again. Everyone was shocked while we sang our song. But we didn't care, and we still don't care if somebody thought what we did was wrong. We thought we were right after a crazy night, but our marriage was shorter than the sun. But we didn't care, and we still don't care. It was just a joke that lasted too long. Britney sang it then, she did it again. Everyone was shocked while we sang our song. No, we didn't care, and we still don't care if we realized that it wasn't love. Britney shaved her head and divorced instead. I'm not suffering my entire life.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Alexander Goldberg.
Oh, so dope, man. That was so dope, man. That was dope, man. That was dope.
Aliens are watching.
Sold
Oh my.
out every.
Do you follow that dude on Facebook, Alexander Goldberg? I am going to go onto the Facebook video later tonight and rewatch it and dance all over again. Loved it. Loved it. Thank you, Alexander Goldberg. Jerry Lissimo is next. He made a mistake having to follow that, man. That's a tough act to follow right there. Jerry Lissimo, where are you? You said just one person. And I see he disappeared. All right, let's keep it moving. He's too scared to follow that. John Grishow. Oh, we haven't heard from John in a while. It's been like a month or so, man. What happened, John? You went and got a life on Monday nights, leaving us? All right, there we go. John, good to see you again. Please let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your work.
Very much, man. I'll be delighted. I actually ended up with a couple of pieces getting into online journals this month. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and there's my 2 published pieces this month that are really super exciting for me. And I wanted to share a couple things with you tonight. This was from a workshop that I did a week ago or so, where we were supposed to find a phrase and kind of, just work it and repeat it many times. So it's called During the 11th Month. There was self. There was this self-preservation. There was self and self-interest and self-preservation. There was selfishness. There was self-loathing, self-denigration, self-promotion, self-delusion, self-denial, imposed seclusion, a soft seclusion. A soft opening in my soft tissue. You soft soap this soft target, reissue this comic soap opera, this oven fresh offering, when you twirled into my kitchen, suffering past the board, reminding us to live, love, and lick, to rattle my pots in my pandemic. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, and if you guys don't know about this, on the rattle.com website, they have an ekphrastic contest every month. And you write to an image selected from an artist. This is from Claire Ibarra, and it's the February thing. So it's no cost to enter. And they pick a couple winners every month at rattle.com. So I wrote in response to that picture. And I focused on the fact that trees are kind of known to communicate with each other out in the world. They have a neural sort of network, and they communicate about pests and problems and things like that. Those clouds crumble into powder underneath my touch. I sprinkle them on my body in secret. A morning, a movement, a judge. An evening, unevening, an egress, an eaglet. A mother, a hub, a sickness, help offered, dreaded Dutch elm disease. A saw, a daughter, a sum, a slaughter, reciprocal altruism here in these trees. I was a daughter, a sum, a slaughter, and in ascent degrees. A mother, a hub, a sickness, an offer, an evening, unevening, unraveling, unease. A morning, a movement, a judge. I sprinkle them on my body because these clouds turn to powder under my touch. They focus on nothing and cover so much. That's it, man.
Unmute yourself.
Those are
Give
great,
some
man.
love to
Good,
John
John. Good
Good
job,
job,
Grisham.
John.
Man, that was on the money right there.
Yes,
Nice, nice.
I'm enjoying all your work so much. Thank you for hearing mine. I appreciate it.
John Grisham, John, the people want to know about that website. Can you please put it in the chat when you get a chance? And also, I have done a lot of work and research on trying to find out what is the definition of a poem. And all the major dictionaries have different definitions. But the one thing they all agree on is rhythm. Poetry is supposed to have rhythm and supposed to be succinct, and John Grisham does that. So happy to have you back, John. Again, please put all your information. Oh, I think there it is. It's in the chat, all that information. And the rattle.com, I think they asked for it. They want to know about that too. John Grisham, good to have you back. Okay, Generalissimo, man. I love you, dude, but you messed up. You have to follow Alexander Goldberg and John Grisham. That is just difficult. There you go. I hear you. Go ahead. Generalissimo, let the people know where they can find you and then get into it, brother.
Oh, crap. I'm trying to remember. Oh, well, I live in Maine, but I don't think you want to come up here. It's Brian Ira Franco at on Facebook and GNRLSMO on Instagram. And let me pull up some goodies for you real quick. Okay, and cocaine. When you discover the current love of your life loves cocaine, and you were too naive to realize it was present long before you met, it is not something to wait out to find a pathway to resolution or rehab. Any suggestion of getting help might result in verbally abusive quips to divert conversations to personal vulnerabilities that exist outside the relationship. Information you freely gave becomes gunpowder for cannonballs of defensiveness. All that unobstructed communication you never had before experienced in your life feels like it is blowing holes through your body, missing your heart just enough for you to hang in there, just long enough for you to load another cannonball and light a fuse. And this next piece I wrote a while back in Bronx, Line Breaks and Bronx Beats. This is called The Truth About the Hard Truth. I went to bed, there is an epigram that's, I went to bed with a cold fact with no cuddling after. Star Davis from her poem, Today God. When you sleep in the same bed with the hard truth will state its purpose and roll over to face the wall so it doesn't have to look you in the eyes. The hard truth will recognize an infatuation with potential to transform into true love. The hard truth will pretend to have restless leg syndrome so it can either sleep on the couch or make a not so graceful exit. The problem with going to bed with the hard truth is that the hard truth doesn't realize all its posturing is a bit slouchy and predictable. The hard truth believes it always stands tall, but the hard truth is a human being with faults. It stays awake at night worrying about and idiosyncrasies it can't see in the mirror. The hard truth will never admit it, but every once in a while, the hard truth slips up and tells a lie. And this piece is called Visions of. You are everything to me. The sun, the moon, the stars, the seas. You stole my heart. You never gave it back. If I tried to quit you, honey, the odds against me would be stacked. You say you don't know what you do to me, but I believe you know subconsciously. I have tried to find a way to leave. You stitched your heart to my sleeve. I am trapped, lost and found all at once. When you look at me, I feel I've been stared at by the sun. Summer breezes bring visions of you to my mind, as snow squalls do convey in kind. My soul has been branded forever by your voice. I shall never own a Rolls Royce. Gracias, everyone.
Unmute yourselves. Give some energy to Generalissimo.
Wow. Just by your voice, like,
No.
yes.
Generalissimo. That dude just keeps getting better and better. And I've heard that cocaine poem. I really liked it. Brian R. Franco on Facebook. Look this dude up. He's involved in a lot of different things too. He's going to everyone's open mic and workshop. Like, he is addicted to this stuff. So if you are really into that, make sure that you follow him. He is a good person to follow. Generalissimo. Next up is Just Joy from Atlanta. It's Atlanta, right? Just Joy, like once every 3 to 4 weeks pops in. And I think I've said Atlanta before, and then you corrected me, right?
Right. Let's see.
Oh, wait, you muted yourself. You were just unmuted. She's like, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm about to curse him out, say I'm from Atlanta. Where are you from again, Just Joy?
I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Atlantic City. All right, it's like my dyslexia, you know, because they begin similarly. This, that's my excuse. I'm going with it. Joy, let the people know where they can find you, and then let's get into it.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm on Facebook as Joy Gales. I'm on Instagram as Joy Gales 21. Okay. I'll put everything in the chats afterwards. So the name of my poem is called The Big Breakup. So here we go. I've been in this relationship for years. This shit seems so mechanical. It's rules to this shit, so I wrote a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get out of a situation that no longer serves you. Follow these rules to know what to do. Rule numero uno, always break up in person, if possible, not in public. You never know when how your ex might react. They might start bugging. Number 2, never make a scene. You don't want to do anything stupid to cause authorities to intervene. Number 3, never trust nobody. Your ex might try to set your ass up properly. So you want to keep your business to yourself and be real low key. Number 4, I know you heard this before. Cut off all contact with your ex, especially refrain from having sex. Number 5, it's strictly needed to survive. It ain't your job to help your ex cope. Don't leave no strings attached. Show no signs of hope. Number 6, you might find yourself in some serious shit if you don't understand that you two were pieces of a puzzle that just didn't fit. Number 7 is so underrated. You have to keep your mind and your heart completely separated. Number 8, if you don't want a new relationship, say hell no, or they just gonna want your attention everywhere you go. Only start seeing other people when you're ready. Don't ever rush into anything because things could get messy. Number 9 should have been number 1 to me. Invest in yourself and rebuild your personal identity. Number 10, don't think of being friends unless you're over the idea of making it work. Follow these big breakup rules to avoid getting hurt. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Joy.
Come through with the 10 commandments on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Biggie vibe.
Teach us.
Yeah.
The Withdrawn was saying it, the Biggie vibes. I was in it. I saw Elemental jumping around too, man. I love that. Joy Gales on Facebook. Give her a follow. Just Joy. Loved it. Atlantic City. I got to remember Atlantic City. I don't know why I keep forgetting, but I'm not forgetting your energy. I love it. Just Joy. Find her on Facebook. Joy Gales. Next up, representing San Francisco, Joshua Kernia. He'd been checking us out here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. He's like, you people are pretty cool. I'm gonna come share my work. Joshua, it's good to see you again. Welcome officially to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Let the people know where they can find you, and let's hear your work, brother.
Yeah. You can find me on IG at Joshua_Kernia, or I have a podcast called A Line by Line. So I read this poem on Saturday in the Valentine open mic, but I just feel the need to read it again. I came out a couple months ago, and so I'm dedicating Valentine of this year to my coming out. Through the dark valley and across the rainbow bridge, I wonder how it feels to fall in love, to have butterflies swirling on top of my head as Cupid successfully hits his arrow to the bullseye of my heart, to have someone wrap their hands around my hands as we doze off to dreamland, to have a shoulder to cry, to have a companion to fly, to have a second half filling this void, a void I had struggled with for too long, meaning to fill, meaning to cover, yet I kept drowning deeper and deeper into the abyss with self-conscious lies, toxic denial, and dishonesty to the world as I stayed hidden in this weird hide-and-seek game. I know it's not a choice. I know it would sting like poison ivies, a rose full of thorns. I know I'm breaking these molded thrones. I know it's not the real me, but rather a fake shade of me I wanted the world to see. I know. But do I? When the world tells me it's a shame I should never proclaim, when the world judges me like I'm on $1 million trial, when the world never shows representation of who I aspire to be, and when the world fails my every expectation how I see me, love still wins. Love finds its way through the slither of light that is barely left open, peeking through my inactive heart. Love prevails and overwhelms me with deep, hidden emotions and desires. Love stands true to who I have been since the day I was born and who I am destined to be. Love is redefined with authentic honesty, no labels, no judgment, and no terms and conditions. This is me on a pilgrim of finding the elusive love. A work in progress hollow tinfoil robot. Yes, a hollow tinfoil robot, but who is full of life and so ready to spill over and to give, to spread and to receive and to explode with a colorfully abundant, warm, fuzzy love from every nook and corner and inches of my being. I am on a journey to grab that love I have always so desired, yet so hard to reach, from the endless labyrinth of self-loathing and the bondage of the shadow, through the bottom of the dark valley and across the rainbow bridge. I emerge to freedom like a black bird taking flight into the deep blue blank canvas, next to a proudly waving flag that says love always wins. Thank you.
Joshua Kernia. Let me unmute everyone. Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Joshua.
Wow, man, that was powerful, man.
Thank you, guys.
Proud of you, man. Thank you.
Crazy though.
I feel
Joshua Kernia. I got to hear this poem on Saturday. Dude ripped it, like I said, on Saturday. Congratulations on coming out. You know, and I'm just, for me personally, it's just so weird that people have to do that. Like that you have to be able to come out and be like, yo, I'm gay. Okay. Like for me, it's like, okay, so what? Like, you know, who cares? Oh, you're straight, you're this, you're that, who cares? But I understand the world we live in. So Joshua, appreciate you being honest with yourself, man, and honest with the world and the poetry too. Please keep coming back. Make sure you check out the dude's podcast. Look up Joshua Kernia, representing San Francisco. I love the Bay Area. Anyone who knows me knows that I love the Bay Area. Shout out to everyone in the Bay Area. Next up, we're going to Texas to hang out with Lynn Lane. Lynn, I just want to let you know that the 1-year anniversary is coming up soon, and I've decided we're all going to celebrate at your house, man. So get everything set up, make your famous pizzas I'm seeing. Lynn, let the people know where they can find you, and let's hear your work, brother.
All right, so I'll put a link in the chat, but it's lynn.lane.arts. I just changed it so people could spell it, or understand what it says. That's on IG, Lynn Lane Photography on IG, and Lynn Lane on Facebook, but I'll put it in the chat. All right, so this is new shit. I made some more adjustments during this open mic, and it's on theme also. So it's like double for me. All right. This piece is called A Neon Lit Train Filled with Bad Decisions. She was a tornado of wilted petals and blood-soaked thorns, a bruised gray winter wind, an unspoken language without a tongue, a fallen autumn leaf trapped in a spider's web. She was everything when there was nothing. I was an ocean filled with bad decisions, anchorless boats, and sinking dreams. A 5 a.m. bender, a bottle of rye whiskey, an empty subway card, and you stuck on my mind. Together, we were perfect, if perfect could be flawed. We were a poorly written tragedy standing on a splintered stage, 2 actors from 2 different plays, trying to remember our lines and somehow make our story make sense. It should have lasted longer in the same way that it should have never been. We shattered the window of our neon lit train that night at Milano's, looking for a way out before it was too late. I felt your skin as it oozed over my body, as if it was the first time I'd ever held a woman. As my eyes dilated, the clarity of the night slowly slipped away. We became a spiraling, flesh-covered staircase between missing floors of a house with no rooms. You were gone before I awoke. Your breath still filled the room with the sweetness of our sins. I climbed out of my carcass, felt lost hope pulsing through my veins. Another shot of whiskey, another dry piss in the bathroom, another lonesome train ride home.
Learn to run.
Mute yourself. Give it up for Lynn Lane.
Another Lynn Lane special, man. Damn.
Digging it.
Great.
So many quotables, and this dude's 9 to 5 is photography, and he's an ill photographer. And Lynn Lane is one of those people who was coming week after week to listen to us, and then he jumped in, and now he's addicted to, and we love it. Lynn Lane, make sure you look him up, give him a follow. There were so many quotables there. I climbed out of my carcass. What? Go ahead, poet, go ahead. All right, we're going to the trendsetter. There's the trendsetter. The trendsetter has been spending their social media time up in Mary Blenderman. Mary Blenderman, if your right ear is itching. It was beautifully written, though, Val. Val, let the people know where they can find you, and let's hear your wonderful work.
Yeah, Facebook, I am vale.larkin.writes. And Instagram, I am Vale Larkin, all one word, and those are both up in chat. And I'm gonna read something. It's sort of on theme. When you said the theme was breaking up, I am dealing with some shit right now, so I thought in terms of mentally breaking up. So I'm reading a piece about a character that I invented who is inspired by a real person who was my grandmother. So it's a poem, and it starts with an epigraph that is a little story about my grandmother. Trigger warning for mental illness, violence, and suicide. Once, long ago, there was an accomplished surgical nurse who gave up her career to become a mother. By the time she was 31, she had 8 children. By the time she was 32, she had tried to murder most of them. By the time she was 33, she was dead by her own hand. Her grown children still remember the delusions and violence, but they also remember her intellect, her kindness, and her love before the disease took it all by force. Perhaps she saved them from herself, but then this left deep wounds too. Better for something to have saved her first, after all. They came in the night again, stealing, grabbing, breaking, using, always at her throat, every time the sun downs. She could find them in the light if the stars would let her see. They crackle in her eyes like fire, and she has to cover them or die. They don't believe her where the beds live. She tries on those coldest of colds to explain, to make them see the danger, but they say, knife out, you in, or both out together. And so she takes her knife and she goes home to the sky. Sunlight is safer, barely. The sun is a star, but simple and yellow young. The ancient giants are the ones to watch out for, reaching their tendrils of dying fire through the meat of their own orbits, their incipient malignancy, becoming whole in time. She knew it was them, those voids behind the aging light, who sent out their spiders in blind, crawling nightmares to torture her. She knew them, had studied their secrets, and she knew a singularity when she saw one, even if it was shrouded in smiling flesh. Sometimes they would come for her wide-eyed and shining like a fusion bomb, and she would fight them back, until the shocking touch of their fangs laid her down and dropped her knife from nerveless hands. She can almost remember sometimes, after they have brought her there, after the needles and the sweet sips of something that is not water, figures and equations dance just out of sight. Her vision clears for only a moment. She sees truths. And then they say, you out, knife in. You're safe now. So back she goes, the light sliding from her in waves. She shakes her head, looks at the low sun, and hurries to find something sharp for the night, somewhere safe from the horizon.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Bill.
Wow. Thanks, Phil.
Awesome.
Great, Phil.
That was
Damn.
Thank you.
Really good work.
Thank you.
wow.
Good work.
Yeah.
Vale is a writer, and shout out to who's ever listening to Biggie. That's because of Just Joy, who is out of the room. Just Joy's just joining us. They missed that. All right, I'll have to repeat it. Shout out to that. Vale Larkin, the trendsetter. Vale is such a great writer. Make sure you give them a follow. Vale Larkin on Facebook. And you can see the beautiful thing that they wrote about Mary Blenderman. And that's how you know Vale is a writer. Because Vale was like, I'm going to say something nice about this other writer, and I'm going to do it in such a poetic and writer way. It was fantastic. I loved it. Vale Larkin, thank you, Vale. And next time you see Vale, make sure you call Vale the trendsetter. I hate that. I'm not a trendsetter. Yep, now I'm going to call you all the time. Okay, next coming up. I am not a killer, but if I had to plan to murder someone, I would use this man to help me. Because he is one of the happiest men. He could be having the worst day of his life and we wouldn't know because he is always smiling. Everything sounds great. And if we ever needed to replace Mr. Rogers, this is who I would choose. Unmesh Mohitkar. Unmesh, let the people know where they can find you online and let's hear your work, brother.
Hello everyone, it's Unmesh Mohitkar on Facebook, Instagram, and Mohitkar Unmesh on Twitter. Let's go. Temples, churches, markets, shops. Mountains, oceans, he searched for love. More he searched, less he found. Always came back to loveless nights, dark shadows, lonely fights. Every nook and corner, every stop and road, he searched love. Road a dead end. Every stop a new search. His never-ending search became his love. One day in the dark of the night, walking alone on the street, their eyes met. They interconnect, thoughts intermingle, lives enmesh, talking endlessly. Tongue just a spectator, eyes speaking spectacularly. Her smile made him remember the nights he slept, which were far and few. Her glance made him feel naked. Rarely a nude man feels naked. He felt like a star deserted by light. Her smile was a ray of light, just a ray. But for a lost traveler, hint of a pole star is a ray of life. Her words felt like bottles of wines in a wine cellar, ready to intoxicate the world. He thanked the Almighty, whom he never trusted. God, who was never enough for him. Ask a person who has never seen a river, the rustle of the water, the bustle of the birds and trees. Loveless person starts hating himself, strives to find love, and starts hating the love itself. He found love at the cost of losing himself. Still, he loved the love. The cool breeze, the beer in the fridge, the lonely howls of the dogs felt like an opera in the morning fog, like a never-ending dream. He held her hand for eternity, took his magic wand, which was not there. Still, the magic happened. They both disappeared into the dreams. The dreams took them into their embrace. Finally, dreams became reality. They met in the dreams, lived in the dreams, thrived in the dreams. They never left the dreams. They never stopped to dream. Suddenly, dreams bursted, love bursted. Once again, he was alone, searching for love. The unending search of love. The unending search of love. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Unmesh Mohidkar, unmute yourselves and give this
Thank you,
man.
man.
I love the energy. The energy is amazing.
Journey.
There we go, unmesh.
Unmesh Mohidkar, I love his intensity. I believe it was Paul Skiff who had mentioned the founders of the New Rican Poets Cafe would have loved Unmesh and his delivery and intensity. Look this dude up, love having him on. And he's in India right now, so he's having breakfast with us. Thank you, Unmesh. I don't get up at 9 in the morning for anyone except my son. I'll get up at that time for my son. Okay, moving right along. Oh, before we do, I wanted to mention a salsa legend passed away. Johnny Pacheco passed away today, 85 years old. He's a salsa legend representing the Dominican Republic. So I wanted to give him a shout out, man. I'm huge into salsa. So shout out to Johnny, man, and his family. My condolences. Trippiest backgrounds I have ever seen, and that is Nick Paleologos. Let me unmute Nick. Nick, tell the people where they can find you and then rock out, brother.
You can find me on Instagram at The Real Nick P. That's TheRealNickP. This one's called What the First Breakup Feels Like. And I don't even know how I survive. I won't make it down the road with one headline. No, I don't even know if I'm alive. Oh, without you now, this is what it feels like. What does it feel like, Nick? I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like I'm submerged into an ocean and discover a new species each time, illuminating imminent interpretation of separate emotions. Sharks have smelt my blood, shredding me at the seams, minnows magnetizing madness. Coral reefs are cultivating rage. The ocean is the fluids of what could have been. The current washed me ashore while gagging on lies. One headlight from the car showing me half road and half shore. That Saturn showing me that I'm broken like it and barely functioning like it. I see you in front of me with another figure behind you, demonic red scalera, smirking Joker smile. 1 + 1 isn't supposed to equal a myriad of misconceptions. I'm torn up, and I don't need you to keep cutting deeper into my tissue, and don't need to keep losing body fluids over this. Needles are supposed to sew up wounds, not tear open new ones. You weren't supposed to take heroin. I thought you were my heroine from my hell. You're gone, and I'm a broken rock amongst diamond. I had to fake my own name. I know it's insane. I wasn't Nick, I was Charlie, reborn 2014. It wasn't sunny in Philadelphia, New York, or even Jersey. I lost my way, speed bumps stunting my vehicle, shocking my system, sucking my soul. The SMS message was lost in seconds to the shorelines. The SOS of our relation was supposed to be save ourselves, not sell out short. And I don't hear your voice anymore unless Jim and the Doors play on. Your drug was heroin, mine was poetry. That's how I survived losing you in breakup and in death. And I'll continue on. My phoenix slate in hand, notebook in the other. 1,000 broken heart pieces in my vessel, and a million tears you will never see. End poem.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Nick Perry.
Way to bring that energy, man.
Thank you.
Let the neighbors know everything's okay.
Closing at the book at the end. That was dope.
He went in with all that energy and he got the new mic drop where he closes the book. There you go. That's the new mic drop here on the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Nick Paleologos. Nick, put all your information into the Zoom chat. Next up, we have Sam Park. We got to see Samantha Park on Saturday, but we're getting Sam Park now. Sam, are we doing that now or no?
We can do it after mine, real quick.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So let the people know where they can follow you online and then get into it.
Okay, word. Alrighty. So y'all can find me at Instagram at Zaddy_beats. That's ZADDY_beats. I make playlists. I will post that link for Spotify right there. This poem is called Fuckboy Karma. I got my eye on you. I see the way you want to be held more than I do, and you hold on to the same hopes a day, but it always seems to fall through. And looking into your private eyes, I recognize that in me too. Splitting a post-sex cigarette does not hold a candle to the flame I carry for you, so instead, the bite marks on your neck will be my parting gift, my final adieu. Your body will remember that heat when I sat in the driver's seat and rode you. After all the teasing, I gifted you with easing, got you squirming, seeing and believing the climax of pleasure that I promised to attend to. But going forward now, flashbacks will have to simply do. So before we part, let me just be here and take in the view. You kiss the glistening oil that softens my silhouette, framing my body as if to preserve it like a picture on your work desk. I would put you to work, but at this moment I'm your place of rest, as you rest your chin upon the left of my chest and look into my eyes like you have something to confess. I'll let you get away with it though, because now I couldn't care less. Silence is enough, even though I know you hear my distress when you hold me closer to hear my heart beating faster beneath my breast. Where body tangled in body, marble statue and smooth lips pressed, words tangled in tongues, since that's how we best express. Though my vessel is with you, my heart and soul have left the nest because I've learned to run first so I'd never be second best. When the sun rises, you'll turn back into a guest and we'll split ways and take some time apart, try to decompress and continue on living, keeping heartbreak suppressed. When I see you again and you still convinced we'll have more sex, you'll remember my touch on your skin as if I never left, but the change in my scent will be something new for you to obsess. While you're thinking of quenching your desires, I'll keep my space instead, because I've learned how dangerous thin ice is when your support isn't willing to tread. I thought I loved your mind, but you were thinking with a different head. So I'll be the distant one, even a little cold-hearted, to show you what will egress when you make a home in someone, but refuse to claim the address. All right.
Snap it up in the camera for Sam Park. Snap it up for her. All right. Now let's move along. And now we're adding Trisha De Jesus, because we got a little treat for you. Trisha, before we begin, please let the people know where they can find you online.
You can find me at Instagram at Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE.
Make sure you follow Trish. Trisha, she's doing her own stuff like interviews or open mics, workshops. She's a fantastic poet as well. Okay, Sam Park, Trisha De Jesus, the floor is yours.
Sam, you want to give it a little intro?
No, did Sam freeze?
She did.
No.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right, here's what we do. We're just gonna have to come back to it, okay, Trisha?
Yeah, absolutely.
When Sam comes back, she'll hit me up, or you guys hit me up in a message, and we'll do it again.
It's a popular Broadway song that might. It's from the show Rent.
Sam.
Uh-oh.
Sam, where is Sam? I hear her, but I don't see her. Sam, do you hear me? Sam Park. No, I don't. Okay. Sam, when you get this, send me a text, hit me in the text in a message, and then I'll get you on. Let me move along. We'll get back to Sam and Trisha, and let's get Poetic Desire on. Poetic Desire had come to the Valentine's open mic on Saturday and killed it. This is like her fourth time with us, I think. Poetic Desire, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your beautiful work.
Facebook and Instagram, Poetic Desire with a K, and 6-word memoirs as Poetic Pisces. All right, 2 poems. We'll start with a short one. 2 lonely eyes. With my 2 lonely eyes, I see no one standing here beside me. 2 lonely eyes looking for love, searching for the one that I dream of. 2 lonely eyes filled with pain, with tears flowing down like rain. 2 lonely eyes hoping to find someone to love me for all time. With my 2 lonely eyes, I see everyone in love except for me. 2 lonely eyes I see before my face, hoping to be held in one's embrace. 2 lonely eyes with tears flowing, wanting to find love that keeps on growing. 2 lonely eyes looking for you, lonely eyes that don't know what to do. And the last one tonight is Love Sick Fool. So, when you have those that you're not trying to make it legit real, but they're just hounding you anyways, you'll get the gist of it in a moment. What is up with this lovesick fool? He's broken the agreement of our #1 rule. He's following me around like a lovesick poodle. Quit it already. I've had enough of your drool. He's smothering me with those juvenile love notes left as 1,000 text messages on my cell phone. They're not as innocent as he would believe. Soon I feel I must file a harassment plea. Because if this lovesick fool keeps up his annoying game, I'm afraid I must start avoiding him like the plague. I guess I'll have to start with changing my number, such a daunting task I shouldn't have had to consider. To keep my phone from ringing off the hook, to escape the calls of this lovesick crook who somehow got it in his mind of obsession that I am to belong to him, be his possession. But what's worse is I have to sit here and worry if he'll appear on my doorstep in a hurry. How do you get rid of those lingering strays who latch onto you unaware of their unwelcome stay, looking to you to keep them company, to keep them from feeling alone and isolated? This lovesick stray seeks constant companionship of a pairing only he foresaw as a relationship. Tell me, What is up with this lovesick fool? He is straying so far from our #1 rule. Am I gonna have to move and change my address to escape capture within his tangled web? I've been trying to make believe this was just a casual thing, but you want to turn this into real love instead of just a fling. But baby, that's not where I am right now. I don't want no commitment tying me down. Yet still he's gone far beyond love groupie fanatical. He's literally lost his mind, gone completely maniacal. Can the simple act of sex without love cause one to suck out all of the fun? For now, he seems to expect to be more than just friends. He foresees our companionship as never to end. This lackey man puppy seeks to remain by my side, joined in matrimony as husband and wife. But our proposal was not to walk down any aisle, but to allow this to just be one of those free trials. I don't need no reminder of our tryst with a ring. This is supposed to just be one of those casual flings, for the plan was simple as can be. I satisfy you and you satisfy me. Just a random collectivity of one night stands culminating as friends with benefits. Didn't he understand? No need for date nights of make-believe love gallivanting through town. No need for exchange of gifts. Besides, he's a broke-ass clown. No need to check in on what the other is up to. You see, we were supposed to be free to still do as we please. So tell me, what is up with this lovesick fool? He is straying so far from our #1 rule. Quit sticking to me like we were super glued to match. This tryst of ours was to come with no strings attached. Thank you.
I knew you still give it up.
Poetic
Desire. That's again. Again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where the lines.
Free trial. It was supposed to be a free trial. What are you doing? I love that line. Poetic Desire. You can find it on Facebook. I love it. That's my favorite of hers so far. That's my favorite of hers. All right. So apparently, Sam has gotten it to work again. Let me let me unmute Sam and then unmute Trisha De Jesus.
Long time no see.
Okay, go ahead, ladies. Floor is yours.
All right, we have got a treat for you. We're doing a rendition on a very famous song that I feel like y'all would know. It's from a little musical called Rent. So, Trisha, whenever you are ready, Queen, I got you.
Thanks. The line is Cyber Arts and its corporate sponsors, Great Communication, would like to mitigate the Christmas Eve riots. What is so difficult?
It just doesn't roll off my tongue. I like my version.
You dressed as a groundhog to protest groundbreaking.
It's a metaphor.
Well, it's less than brilliant.
That's it, Miss Ivy League.
What?
Ever since New Year's, I haven't said boo. I let you direct, didn't pierce my nipples because it grossed you out. I didn't stay and dance at the Clit Club that night because you wanted to go home.
You were flirting with the girl in rubber.
That's what this is about? There will always be women in rubber flirting with me. Give me a break. Every single day, I walk down the street, I hear people say, baby, so sweet. Ever since puberty, everybody stares at me, boys, girls. I can't help it, baby. So be kind and don't lose your mind. Just remember that I'm your baby. Take me for what I am, who I was meant to be. And if you give a damn, take me, baby, or leave me.
Now, don't start with that.
A tiger in a cage can never see the sun. This diva needs her stage, baby. Let's have fun. You are the one I choose. Folks would kill to fill your shoes. You love the limelight too now, baby. So be mine. And don't waste my time crying, oh, honey bear, are you still my baby?
Take me for what I am, who I was meant to be. And if you give a damn, take me, baby, or leave me.
No way can I be who I'm not. But hey, don't you want your girl hot? Don't fight. Don't lose your head, because every night, who's in your bed? Who's in your bed? Kiss Pookie.
It won't work. I look before I leap. I love margins and discipline. I make lists in my sleep. Baby, what's my sin? Never quit. I follow through. I hate mess, but I love you. What to do with my impromptu baby? So be wise, because this girl satisfies. You got a prize, so don't compromise. You're one lucky baby. Take me for what I am.
Control freak.
Who I was meant to be.
Snob yet over attentive.
And if you give a damn.
Lovable, droll geek.
Take me, baby, or leave me.
She's anal retentive.
That's it.
That's it?
The straw that breaks my back.
I quit. Unless you take it back.
Women, what is it about them?
Can't live with them.
Or without them.
Take me for what I am.
Who I was meant to be.
And if you give a damn.
Take me, baby, or leave me.
Take me, baby, or leave me.
Take me, baby, or leave me.
Guess I'm leaving.
I'm gone.
Thank you, everyone.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Sam Park.
Nailed it.
It's the day after Valentine's. Get on your free trial. Sam Park and Trisha De Jesus are now single. We just saw it here first on the Monday Night Online open mic. I love it, love it. And what was awesome, it also went with like Poetic Desires poem, right? Like it sort of went with it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying how that's coming together, man. Okay, next coming up is Catherine Sweeney. Catherine has avoided the waiting list this week. She's guaranteed to get on and prepared. Catherine, let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your beautiful words.
Yep, I'm at Kate Renaud. I'm on Instagram, so I just put it in the chat. I'm going to try and get 2 in tonight, but let's see if we can do the first one. This one is called Omitted Memories Are Generally Accepted as a Sign of Loss. The locals say there are sandbars in the near distance we can't see on foot. They form a bar build to protect the shore from the danger of open water. What is called a drowned river estuary. I made you repeat these words to me over and over, mating the sound to my skin while you hiked me into the smallest clearing to watch the mixing of the sea. The spot that makes visible where the salt meets the fresh, where the birds gather to fish the churn. It was there you laid me out across the sand and worked your warm shadow over my soft openings. Pine needles pressed into my back, sand in my nails, your hair in my fists. We were nervous about being caught, but not nervous enough to stop. Afterward, you pressed a small horse into my palm, crudely crafted of red clay and dust. I had another horse stuffed in my jacket pocket with the leftover whalebone and onyx, but I was afraid to give it to you, afraid of what it could mean. It was this day you told me we can never fail. And after you left, I wrote it over and over into the palm of my hand. It became passwords transferred to numbers, then back to words, into a code I tapped on tables when I needed reminders. I met an ornithologist and he made it into a wood thrush call to tattoo around the outside of my hip. The years have piled up. I bought the horses a velvet pouch, carry them as a pair roped together with wax twine. This is how I imagine ritual, transferring from jacket to bag to pocket, memorizing old letters obsessively like scripture, precision, place, contribution. I decided to map the spot back to rid myself of these trivial keepsakes, to bury the horses deep in the earth beside the tree growing alone from sand. He took a picture of me here when pictures were still something we held in our hands. Even the small square along the edge of water hasn't eroded, but the length of clearing now seems impossibly tiny, too tiny to hold us both. In my last attempt to reach you, I found a way to sever my hands at the wrist and leave them for you on the smooth, warm stone, for you to have when you return, so that you might know that I was here too. That's it.
You said you have a second poem?
I have a second one. This one has a totally different tone, so I'm just going to read it to you.
Go ahead.
This is called Break Up in an Alternative Universe where you say all of the things you're not supposed to say. I have lived so long inside of an image. It might be yours, but it's probably mine. The one where I'm a combination of wife and mother and every woman that has ever come before and will ever come later. In this new space between flesh, I am more than an idea of myself. I am fresh. I am new. I have not squeezed 2 children out of my vagina and laid sobbing with milk-filled boobs on the floor of the tub. I'm sorry. It hasn't been all bad, really. P.S. I would regret it if I did say, his dick is like a hammer, thick and hard, and all I want to do is take it in my mouth all the way to where I can't help but choke. And in the afternoon, he puts glass reamers in my ass, thumbs his thumb over my clit until I come so hard I finally rest, comes all over me, pauses, and pushes inside of me again. I forgot to mention that deep dicking is part of what I wanted from this whole arrangement, and maybe that's my bad. I'm sorry, but women have needs too.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Give it up
this
for
is that
Catherine.
Very
Damn.
Right on.
Damn. That's how you kind of drop that off. Just gonna put that right there.
Get it, poet.
on theme, baby.
Catherine Sweeney. Makes me want to fall in love and have marriage sex based on her poem from a couple of weeks ago. Catherine always brings it, man. She can be like, she always slips into naughty, but she does it in such like this great poetic way. I love it. Look her up, Catherine Sweeney. She put her info in the chat. You can find her on Instagram. Make sure you do that. Next up is Mr. Tesasomo. Get your stuff ready. Just want to give a shout out to some people who are not on the list, but are checking us out. I don't think I saw Testimony on here tonight, but Testimony has been killing it. I'm loving your background. I see you here. Shout out to Testimony. Diane Ward, my true heart. Shout out to Diane Ward. I think, is that Jane's spoken word? I think Jane is here. I see Abe is here. He's on the waiting list. We may get to him, so shout out to him. Mary Blenderman is here. Mary, I don't know if you heard, but someone said some really nice things about you on Facebook. Make sure you check it out. Rose Gold, AKA Nicole, is checking us out as always. Where's the doggy, Nicole? Shout out to Nicole. Also, oh, there's the dog. There's the dog. There you go, getting his poetry in. Shout out to Isam Zane, a fantastic poet as well. This dude be ripping every week he gets on here. Emily Cordes is here. She's number 26 on the waiting list. I think we're going to get to her. She's fantastic. Shout out to Propaganda Poet. I see you in the building. He's been blessing us with his work of late. Came to hang out with us. Shout out to Mona Me. Mona Me is on the waiting list. I don't know if we're going to get to Mona Me, but wanted to give that shout out. Who else is here? Marissa Prada with her heart. She's always giving love to people. Make sure you check out Marissa Prada. She does her own open mics as well and all of that stuff. Make sure you give her a follow. Mr. Scott Pleasance, such a pleasant dude. Right now, he started a trend here that some people, they give up their spot on the open mic for someone who's never performed. And every time that goes, I say, great Scott. we have a Pleasant gesture, and that is named after Scott Pleasance. Appreciate that, dude. Also, the Urban Cowboy Poet's here. He's on the waiting list. Not sure if we're going to get to him, but I want to make sure we shout him out. Hopefully, we get to him. And of course, the OG at the New York, Paul Skiff. He has more claim to this open mic than I do. He too is on the waiting list. I hope we get to him. So let's keep moving forward and now go to Tessa Somok. I will shout more people out as the night progresses. There he is. Let me unmute him. And there's talent in the family. As you see, his background was drawn by his niece. Mr. Tessa Somok, let the people know where they can find you online and then share your work, brother.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, you're good.
All right, let me put in my info. Is it letting me put it in? Oh, somehow I can't type in the. People can find me on Instagram under Gaseous 2019 for my book, and for some reason I can't paste into the thing. Okay, so I have a piece, and hopefully the internet will behave and we can get it out. Ready? A different kind of breakup. Lakota woman. She was serious, but we laughed at her, thinking we were smarter than her ways or her wisdom. We joked as buffalo clowns, pretending to summarize the meaning of spirit with circles in asphalt and coyote laughs. That the earth was one giant molten rock, that smoking was cancerous, that there was no eagle in the sky, no pipe on the land, that the pale government had a waiting list for distribution of eagle feathers, that sage was called clary, and that there was nothing sweet about sweetgrass. We also laughed because we spoke in English and not Arapo or Algonquian or Comanche. We laughed more from shame than any ill will towards each other. We excused our faith, contending that not even Curtis Kilreath's 350 riders to Wounded Knee had healed the shattered hoop. We had not accepted Black Elk's words, quote, "Great Spirit, make the hoop strong and let my people walk through and find the red cord. Make my people come to life," unquote. We were tainted by the cynicism of Black Kettle's actions and innocence. We had taken the president's white peace to heart, considering him great chief of all the pale people, and he could do nothing to defend the St. Crete massacre. Only his words remain, quote, "Nothing lives long except the earth and the mountains," unquote. Lakota woman was hoofing and growling, angry with us. She had spoken with the elders. She had spoken with the women. She had spoken with the children, and we were the last. And we seemed unable to reconcile such great abandon from ritual and ceremony. She threw herself on the ground, rolled for us, demonstrating her different colors of anger. We were still so numb from the days of trading our childhood ponytails for scholastic pieces of candy and having our leather vests burned in trash piles that we could not bring ourselves to consciousness, and we missed the significance, the great Lakota white buffalo calf woman's words.
Mr. Tessa Somok. Oh, wait, let me unmute everyone. Why isn't the button working? And unmute it. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Mr. Tessa Somok.
Ooh, Mr. T. Mr. Tessa
perfect
Somok.
lesson.
Wow, Mr. Tessa Somok.
Yeah. Mr. Tessa Somok, our in-house bard. How are you a in-house bard in a clubhouse filled with poets? That's crazy. But that's what Mr. Tessa Somok does. Make sure you give him a follow. Hopefully he can get his copy and paste working so he can put all of their, it's Gaseous 2019, right? Yes? Give me a thumbs up. Is it it's 2019, right? Gaseous 2019? I think it's Gas. Yes, Gas is 2019 on Instagram, not 2020. Gas is 2019. Get that dude a follow. How are you a bard in a room full of poets? Like that's like Kanye West line, like what he said, like how you stay faithful in a room full of hoes. No, the question is, how are you a bard in a room full of poets? All right. Elemental is next. Let me unmute Elemental. This dude always has so much energy. Love having him on. He always goes in. Elemental, let the people know where they can follow you online and then rock out.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. First of all, happy Black History Month to everybody. What's up to all the pandemic poets in the building, everybody. You can find me at IG Elemental the Poet, and on YouTube Elemental the Poet, and Twitter at Elemental. So I did write to the theme. I appreciate this. The theme is lovely. So here we go. When we first met, you took my breath away. I was captivated by the richness of your voice, trapped in the clutches of the sweetest nothings I had ever heard. You made me feel like I was the only person in the world that deserved your undivided attention. But you divided me into an unbalanced equation I'm still trying to solve, but you solved me, right? When I was fresh out of me and couldn't pay attention to anyone other than you, made my mornings hours, because there were no days without you, no blue skies, no green grass, just you, living, loving, lusting from every angle and every axis, tying promises of just enough to get by into this twisted entanglement. Oh, you love it, you said. You love when I'm laying this close to you, stroking the delicate secret places only we know about, because you know me, right? You're right. I'm left. I know. See color. I know. Snorted lines of rhyme and got lifted. Pen became explosive, almost overdosed it. Concrete DNA, writing roads to everywhere paradise lives, but you can't go. I know. Did that song and dance more than Phantom of the Opera, Chicago, and The Lion King combined. We walked hand in hand for years. 10 times out of 10, I would have bet on our future more than black on roulette wheels, because you're the jackpot, right? Made my north your south. No longer air and wings, but fertilizer to grow in this madness we called us. You turned me into something I wasn't. Made the unnatural commonplace as warm plates of pessimism served on icy Sundays and after bitter breakups. But you put me back together, right? All those days chasing light out of the attic of my brain, you were the cobwebs, catching my ideas and sucking the life from them. You black widow of a brown recluse. You tarantula my tonkas and made silent songs of sorrow my favorite tunes. Made me burn my pages, said, this is trash. No one wants to hear you coming out of your mouth. Find another way to heal, because you healed me, right? Wrong. This is my resignation. Effective immediately, your services will no longer be needed. Your office has been cleared and your belongings have been incinerated. All remnants of you from henceforth will be dipped in dignity, fried in bubbling resilience, dusted with confection courage, and drizzled with adventure. Enjoy this treat. Let it ignite your senses and set fire to your motivation to find tomorrow in someone else. Because today I take back me. The me you've been telling me all these years I couldn't be, this poet with this voice to tell you to your face, we are through. I never loved you and I will never let you in again. Sincerely, the poet finally able to call you by your real name. This is goodbye, doubt. You are no longer welcome here and you will not be missed. Peace.
Get to stepping. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Elemental.
Elemental. You know, I'm gonna have to charge you, Elemental. I'm gonna have to charge you. Okay? You took my breath away.
Over here.
Yes.
Fuego.
Yes.
Elemental. Dude always gives so much energy and so much love. Appreciate him. Make sure you give him a follow. Elemental always lighting it up. There's a couple of people I didn't shout out. So before I move forward with Ron Mark Thompson, and Mary Blenderman is on the open mic list. I don't know why I said that. Shout out to Patrice Melnick. I think this is Patrice's first time checking in with us. Hi, Patrice. Just want to let you know I noticed you and having your camera on. There's also someone else. Oh, Deadpan Lizzie. She changed her name. Elizabeth Strauss. She is on the waiting list. I don't know if we're gonna get to her, but I love it. Deadpan Lizzie. And there was someone else. Oh, shout out to Lawrence Chan, who's checking us out as well. Boaraku is in the building. Shout out to Boaraku. And there was someone else here. KO. That's who I was looking for. They had their video on. KO Ra Zen. I hope I'm saying your name right. I like that name a lot. KO Ra Zen. Sounds like you should be like in Mortal Kombat, kicking ass and whatnot. KO Ra Zen, thank you for checking this. I think it's the first time he has tuned in with us. Okay, Ron Mark Thompson is next. And Ron is connected to all different types of workshops and poems and poets, and he brings so many poets to us. And I can't find him now. Oh, here he is, because his video went off. I don't know why. Ron, are you there? Trying to unmute him, and it won't unmute. All right, Ron, if you hear this, when you get back, let me know. Oh, wait. There he is. Nope. Nope, he's not showing up. Ron, hit me up when you get back on here, Ron. If you hear this, or if someone can speak to Ron, let him know to hit me up. We are going to The Withdrawn, a dude who we've heard all the time, but you know, he got a life on Monday, so now he only comes along every now and then when he's tired of making money and hanging out with the ladies. So give us, you know. The Withdrawn is good to see you, brother. Please let us know where we can find you online, and then kick us something fresh.
Thank you, man. You guys can find me at The Withdrawn on Instagram and thewithdrawn.com. And so my piece is a short piece, but it's called Sweet. Shorty's so sweet. And I'm not talking about her personality, but the taste she leaves on my tongue when I start to lick from her knees to in between her thighs. With me, you can't say you went and have it be a lie, because I already know what you taste like. It's my first time. But I got a test of what I was dealing with after I put my fingers inside. And it was oh so sweet. Do you remember? I put them in your mouth. Then you looked me in my eyes. You weren't surprised, because you're flexible enough that you give your own face a ride. You question me on whether or not I'm gonna swallow. If I do so tonight, I will tomorrow, next week, and anytime after. So don't worry about where you land, because I always tell myself, I'm gonna catch her. There then came a time where I caught no more. Decided that you wanted to explore. You said, women eat it better, but still no one quite like you. I said, shit, we can all chill. I'll eat her too. Someone new came along, and she has taken your place. Not quite the same, but leaves an impressionable aftertaste. People ask me, what happened to your old girl? She was so sweet. And my reply knows they and I are talking about different things. Thank you.
Oh, what an ending. Unmute yourselves. Give it up for the wild card, The Withdrawn.
Yeah. It's nice to see you.
Damn, homie, coming through. Come through.
Coming
Homie.
through.
Hell yeah.
He was slick with that little ending. Oh, what happened to your ex-girl? She was sweet. Yeah, we mean different things when we say that. The Withdrawn, check them out, thewithdrawn.com. Thank you, brother, for coming through, representing the Lower East Side and Buffalo. Appreciate you, man. Happy to have you back on, man. You know, things have been going really well here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. As those of you who signed up, it's very difficult to sign up because a lot of people are trying to, and I love that. I really do love that things are exploding and many people are coming over here and doing all that. But the downside is that I don't get to hear. I'm used to hearing some of you like 3-4 times a month, and I'm not getting to. So I'm glad when some of the people who've been here from the beginning get to come on. But then I love having the new people too. It's you know, we need to make this 6 hours or something to fit everyone. All right, Ron Mark Thompson, there he is. He's back. Where did you go, Ron? I was saying so many nice things about you when you left. You made me look bad, man. It's the day after Valentine's Day. I didn't have a Valentine. I'm trying to unmute you, Ron. Ron Mark Thompson. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Here, there we go. I hear you now. Ron, let the people know where they can find you and everything you are doing. And then let's hear your poetry.
Okay, thank you. So this is me, Ron Mark Thompson, same on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you may break up with me because I'm going to test a chime today that I've been asked to be the timekeeper in some open mics. And I'm like, what's the best thing to use other than the buzzing sound on the phone? And I'm like, I got this chime here, you know, from Amazon. So let me try this. It's 3 minutes long. So here we go. Valentine's done. I'm ready for some breakup. Maybe that will make me cheer up. Breakups can be healing, can be very good. If you don't believe me, try, you should. For example, I'm ready to break up with those certain senators. They don't represent me, they are the new predators. This past weekend, they acquitted for the second time that man who got away with so much crime. So if you're a Republican, please stay away. Do not call me. You did a lot of betray. Do you think I'm ready to break up with football? Somebody named Tom keeps winning until he is 80. Maybe his final curtain call. I also want to break up with the sun and the moon. They always lift my mood, give me a new tune. Can't they hide behind the clouds? Stay away from me. Let me fight my battles. Do I really want to be free? Maybe I should break up with the Poets Cafe as well. They keep casting to me their spell. Sometimes I don't feel like writing. I rather want to cry. But no, here it comes. Another new theme, another new high. Are they a new medicine, a hidden agenda from the government? Are they here to give us empowerment? All these poems, all these encouragements, all my new friends giving me my amends. Who needs heroin? Who needs crack? My fellow poets are all I need to kick me back. I will never break up with them. Mark my word. I will fly back to Zoom every Monday like a bird. So, fellow poets, this was my poetics tonight. My thoughts on breakup, what I like to write. Hoping it again made your evening in spirit more bright. And please, don't break up with me. Don't switch the channel. Stay here in Zoom. I promise I will come back to watch and listen every Monday, same time, same room. And once in a while, just like this time, I will make you smile with a new rhyme. The end.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Ron, that was dope.
Nice, Ron. Nice, Ron. Nice.
I love it with the chimes, man. I wish we could do that. I wish we could do that in a way where like the sound isn't too interfering, because like if two people speak, it's gonna interfere too much. And I'm all cool for giving the poets a warning, but I don't want to interfere with their poetry too much. Nonetheless, Ron Mark Thompson, always a pleasure to have this dude around. Like I say, he's another one who's involved in a lot of things. Make sure that you give him a follow. We talk about building community here, and those who have been coming here for a couple of months see that we are about it, that I'm about it, that like, yes, I am promoting to come and look at the things I'm doing, but I'm also giving space like, yo, go see what everyone else is doing, hosting their own open mics and workshops, doing so many awesome things. Ron Mark Thompson is one that I make sure you check him out. Next coming up is someone who I didn't know is my Valentine, but is my Valentine. She put it in the chat, can't take it back. It's too late. It's saved forever on the internet. And that is Mary Blenderman. Mary Blenderman, my 2021 Valentine. Let the people know where they can find you and then get into your poetry.
Okay. I mean, what can I say? I really mean everything I put in the chat. So here we are. You can just find me back here on the New Eurekan or sometimes on other open mics. by chance or good fortune. So excited to see you all on the internet. Yeah, I have new shit. So that's what I'm sharing. It's for the prompt. And I realized as I was writing this is the first breakup poem I've ever written. And it's about something that happened like years ago, which I've like actually so grateful that that's just like something that's true about me. And this is a true story. Yeah. So something I've also been wanting to start doing before I read anywhere, if you like, I'll just ask you to join me in taking a deep breath in and out. This is called donation. As a child, I was enchanted by the tale of the Velveteen Rabbit, a stuffed toy who becomes real and alive after a boy has loved him. And so when I left the boy, I was also leaving the idea of a boy. The college and well-meaning Catholics who insisted there would be a boy. The glossy, glassy-eyed, miniaturized version of myself a boy would want. The faith that a boy would make me more solid, more believable. The fable I'd been told all my life. Have you ever felt trapped in a story you didn't write? No one tells you to love a boy you don't like until you admit that you've never tried. What I left. My long hair. Every skirt in my closet. The stench of the boys' cigarettes, the town 2 hours from anywhere, every man who thought I owed him something. A kiss, a conversation, a dance, an apology. I'm sorry. I have too large a heart to harbor regrets. I abandoned that campus, lonely as a war zone, the way I told the boy my hands were still empty when he held them. The way I dropped off a closet's worth of skirts in a blue bin, reaching into the paper bag to run my fingertips over their silky bodies. No reason to regret something that never fit you. Just pass it on for someone else to love. I left the boy in January and he was married by August. I don't know if the opposite of regret is luck or mercy. Once, on my way to the airport, a car sped past me and crashed into the next thing it touched with a sound like a rifle. My heart shouting, it could have been you, it could have. But there I was, real and alive, accelerating towards the runway and the widening, brightening sky.
Unmute yourself and give it up for my Valentine, Mary
Oh my goodness, I
Blenderman.
loved you so much. That was amazing.
That's my Valentine. I love me some Mary Blenderman.
That was deep.
Go on, Poe.
There were so many quotables in that line. Mary Blenderman. Mary is off the grid, only shows up to the open mic. So when you see Mary, you better stop what you're doing and listening. Mary is a writer, and I love the way she shares her poetry too. Very confident, says everything deliberately, is not insecure. Like, I gotta get through my words real quick. Love it. A real writer, Mary Blenderman. That is why Mary has people on Facebook writing essays on how awesome she is. Thank you, Mary. Next coming up is Max C. I haven't heard from Max in a minute. Max got that Captain America, Chris Evans hair that I wish I had. I'm loving your hair, Max. There we go. Max, let the people know where they can find you online. And then get into it.
Sorry. Y'all can find me at MaxiBoy_poetry on Instagram. It is an I at the end of boy. This is called It's Not You, It's Me. After all these years, I know it hard to say goodbye, seeing as how you were there literally all the time, but I've been thinking, and I've been talking to my therapist, and we both think it's time for you to go. I know, I'm nothing without you, and I'll never find someone who treats me like you do, but I think that's kind of the point of breaking up with you. Because coming home to you every day just left me feeling empty, looking into mirrors to find myself and only finding you, only finding what you'd done to me. I still can't look in the mirror, but maybe after this and after years of hard work and healing and unlearning, I'll be able to look at myself like I did before you showed up. I'll be able to just breathe and not feel you twisting a knife into my lungs, telling me to stop and shut up and fade into the background where no one can hear the horrible things that fall from my mouth. They weren't horrible, you know. Complimenting myself isn't a sin, no matter how deadly it felt. And even now, even as I try to divorce my thoughts from the idea of you, I find myself justifying my actions to a version of me that only exists in my head. And only because of you. Dysmorphia. It's time I learn it's not me, it's you.
What? Unmute yourself. Give Maxie some love.
That ending was a bomb. That was just dope.
So dope. Sure.
Maxie was once a mainstay here, then went got a life on Mondays. Glad that he's back. That was such a fantastic poem, Maxie. Also, so no one's confused, Max is using Kylene Bracken's account, so that is not Kai, all right? You know, they an item, you know, and they were here before they even got together living in the same place. They were on different sides of the country. They were hanging out with us. We got to watch their love blossom and grow. So happy to see that Maxie's coming on with that Chris Evans hair, that slick poetry. Love it, love it, love it. And I appreciate the vulnerability and you putting yourself out there, Max. Max, put your information into the chat one more time so that people can copy and paste. Thomas Connor is next. Thomas is the last person on the guaranteed list, and then we're going to get to the waiting list. Oh, there is Thomas. Okay, I saw him before. I lost him for a second. Able to get him on.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on, brother? Let the people know they can find you, and then spit some of that fire.
You can actually, I don't really go on Instagram too much, but you can always find me at Facebook, Thomas Connor, my full name. So that's pretty easy. And my face is there, so you can't miss that. So I'm just gonna spit this one right now. By the way, man, that really hurt when you talked about Johnny Pacheco, man. That was my father's favorite salsero, yo. Favorite salsero. May he rest in paradise, man. Definitely. So this is keeping to the theme. I still feel your hand in mine. Your kiss, lips shaped in perfection like your sections. Sweet to me you were, now it's just all a blur. A beautiful rip in time, gone forever. You stand still in my mind. The bitter pill of regret, wishing it would have been different, but God knows better than we do. Now connecting with you in my dreams. Even if we never meet again, I'll never forget your skin, soft and supple like your soul. You beautiful, brash, and bold. I failed to commit. This will be my forever sin. It's better to have loved and lost than to never love at all. A lesson taught that nothing lasts forever except for the memory of you. The fee of your embrace, your caramel taste, the shape of your waist, damn, a wasted opportunity to love you into eternity. I pray for reincarnation. What dreams may come true. Peace.
Great.
Give it up for Thomas Connor.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Damn.
Dude, talking about a love lasting multiple lifetimes. Loving it. Thomas Connor. Make sure you check him out on Facebook, Thomas Connor. Love having this dude. So we got through our guaranteed list. Y'all did such a wonderful job tonight. Oh, Ray Jane is in the building. Shout out to Ray Jane coming in and checking us out. Shout out to someone named Morgan Long. I don't know who Morgan is, but I see you logged in. Thank you. Shout out to Jada Crosby for checking us out. To Jade Jiang. Gian? Oh, if I'm butchering your name, I'm so sorry. I'm so thankful that you're here. Shout out to Darius Rubin. Darius just put it out. He's got like that nice anime hair too, man. I hate you people with nice hair. Like my hair's not horrible, but there's just like certain looks. You could tell Darius wakes up and that has nice hair. What are you doing here, Darius? Making me look bad. Now I'm joking. Thank you for coming in and checking us out. Oh, there was someone here named Zachary Myers. I like the name Zach too. Thank you, Zachary Myers, for checking us out. Just Joy is here. Someone named Ellen is here. Is that Ellen from the Ellen Show? No, probably not. But shout out to Ellen. Thank you for checking us out. I'd like to shout out to people who come in and who aren't on the list but are giving us love. So let us move forward with Emily Cordes. For those who don't know, Emily Cordes is not just a writer, but she's an actor, does theater. She's a curator, producer, and she has worked behind the scenes for the New Rican Poets Cafe for a long time. She's no longer with us, but for a while she was making us look uber pretty online, and she helped set up this Zoom when we started this almost a year ago. Emily, it's good to see you. Let the people know where they can find you and your awesome Instagram name.
Hello.
And then bless us with your words.
Thank you. I am Postmodern Psyche on Instagram. I'll drop all my info in the chat right now. And I'm so glad I made it on. I feel like I won the lottery tonight. So this is actually, I got some new shit called New Shit, and it's sort of my love letter to this community. All right. New shit, who dis? My inner perfectionist dies in fire that we spit. Ego's gonna shit some bricks. But self-judgment stones and sticks when my truth can't be eclipsed. Fuck the need to be so precious, got no time for second guesses. Lay it out now, hot and fresh, from the cat's ass, speaker says. In the Zoom mirrors we're reflected, hearts exposed and unprotected. But like cookie dough and sex, it's the raw stuff that's the best. Mondays, Thursdays, on the mic, lighting up my COVID nights. Even when shit hits, we're tight. Even mandates from on high, petty fucks who suck us dry, politicians oozing spite can't extinguish our shared light. Later, as I lie in bed, new shit's forming in my head, notes apps filling A to Z, chapbooks lined up to be read, till the day we slam again. So pass the mic like blunt and lighter, spark it like the Energizer. Thank you, fam, for this reminder, shit can become fertilizer.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Emily Cordes.
Last one ever. Great last one.
Emily Cordes, fantastic artist, fantastic human being. I do have to admit, though, when she said she went on for bigger and better things and other jobs, I was kind of mad because I was selfish. I know that it was expanding her horizons, but she did such a wonderful job working with the cafe. That was like, no, don't go, give up your better opportunities and stay here, help us. But I love that Emily comes back and shows love. Every now and then she hits me up because some of you hit her up asking about the new yo, and she's super patient about it. Thank you, Emily. Make sure that you follow Emily because she does theater online. She's the curator, producer. And if you have questions about that stuff, I'm sure she will answer, but make sure you follow her work too. That woman is awesome. Emily Cordes. And it rhymes like goddess. I used to try to say it in with a Spanish accent. She's like, no, it rhymes like goddess. I was like, got you, I'm never gonna forget. Okay, Jada Crosby is next. And I saw Jada's name. Jada, are you there? Turn your, yep, I see a camera coming on. Oh, there's Jada. Let me unmute Jada. Jada, is this your first time on the Monday night online open mic?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I knew it. Where are you located?
I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. You're right across the river. That's what's up. Well, Jada, welcome to the Monday night online open mic. I'm glad we were able to get to the waiting list so we can hear you. The floor is yours.
All right. So this poem is called The People's Art. Be normal. Why do you choose to cry so easily? You do it for attention. You're ignorant. You're shut up, please just shut up. I've been teared down enough. I've been stripped of who I was. The real me has been covered up for years. I have been torn. I have been painted over. I am everyone's artwork but my own. Everyone has an opinion on how I look, how I talk, how I act. I am supposed to fit in this perfect coffin, I mean box, but this box feels less like a box and more like a cell, perfect place for a Black girl, cell or in the ground 6 feet under. But what's the difference about the cell? The doors are open, but I am in the corner cowering in fear. If I get close to it, I get shamed for wanting freedom. Are you not grateful for what we have made of you? You're beautiful now. I've never knew bruises were beautiful. I never realized cheeks stained with tears were beautiful. Maybe they're right, and I should sit in my corner and be grateful for the artwork they have made of me. I am the people's artwork. I am their art pieces. For them to adore and pick apart, take away the pieces they dislike. No more smiles. You'll get wrinkles instead, tears to keep those cheeks moist. No more nails. Bite those until you no longer can. When you're done, we'll cut out those parts of you that are still you. You are our artwork after all. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Jada.
Yeah. Jada. Yes.
Nice. Welcome, Jada. Welcome. That was dope.
Welcome
That was
aboard.
dope.
Please come back.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Welcome, new
awesome.
poet. Woo!
Jada Crosby, the people want you back. Wait, let me unmute Jada because I forgot to ask Jada. I was like, oh, we got someone new. Talk about that. Forgot to, Jada, unmute yourself and quickly let the people know where they can find you online.
Okay, so you can reach me at Jada.9903. That's my Instagram. Also, I have a Venmo, Jada, capital J, Jada 315.
Awesome. Make sure you type that in the chat as well. Thank you for coming from New Jersey, Jada Crosby. The people love you, Jada. You're going to have to come back now. You're going to have to get addicted. It is what it is. All right. Next up on the waiting list, I have Trisha De Jesus. Let me unmute Trisha.
Hello again.
Hello again, Trisha.
It's been a long time.
Let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear it.
Instagram, Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE. And I'm going to share an excerpt. I'm going to try something a little different. So this is a little excerpt. Yeah, okay. What was I even doing with this guy, with this crowd? I was horn-rimmed tortoiseshell glasses and itchy sweaters. David and his hangers on were vintage rock tees and unwashed hair. I'm that girl you would automatically think worked at a place like a rare bookstore or a library, or something boring like a tax office or even a morgue. Opposites must attract though, and you can never judge a book by its cover or some really overused idiom shit, because the day we met, when he was hired at my bookshop as a temp holiday staff, was the day he also asked me to have lunch with him. Oh, and it was also the day we drove up to the Berkeley Hills to have furious, anxious sex in the backseat of my car, parked up the end of someone's private driveway. David was brilliant in my mind. He liked to pick apart and discuss Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as if it held the keys to all the mysteries of the universe. And he believed that he and Kurt Cobain shared the very same musical genius. He smoked like his lungs needed it more than he needed oxygen, and he fucked me like the demons could be exorcised by the vigorous pounding. My attention shifted back from inside my own head to the goings-on on the dim patio. Most everyone else had left as well by now, but even more, the more tenacious of his groupies. David was still in animated conversation with another guy, gingerbread something or the other. I could never get his buddies' names right. Right then he turned towards me, something akin to surprise registering on his face, as if he had forgotten that I was still present. Hey, baby, me and Caleb are gonna grab a bite to eat before I go crash at his place for the night. I blinked at him twice. You're always welcome to stay with me. And I'm getting hungry too. I haven't eaten since this morning. I'll go along with you. David opened and closed his mouth, wanting to say something and then thought better of it. A resigned look took over his features. Wait here. Let me go say goodbye to the guys. He walked over to Caleb and the rest of the stragglers, and they all looked at me as they spoke in low tones. Caleb shrugged. Come on, we're going to walk down to Mel's diner. Without another word, David took off and rejoined his friends. After a moment's pause, I trailed behind them. By the time I had walked into the restaurant, David, Caleb, and another guy who I think was named Brandon were seated at a small booth to the left of the soda shop style counter. I dragged a heavy wooden back chair to the table to join them. A boy about my age in olive cargo pants, a clean white t-shirt, and a fresh blue striped apron came to take our order. He extracted a chit and a pencil from his apron pocket and stood next to me grinning. Are you folks ready to order? Perhaps the lady would like to go first. I felt a smile creep upon the corners of my mouth, even in my exhaustion. This kid had such an apple pie friendly way about him, so not Berkeley, probably a transplant from the Midwest or a student at UC. I looked up at him and opened my mouth to request a patty melt and an iced tea, but David was already talking. I'll take 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a vanilla shake. My friends will have the same thing. Tindy, this directed at me. You want something? Oh, and I'm kind of strapped for cash until I get paid next week. You think you could spot us, babe? Oh, you're a stand-up girl. I looked once more at the boy to give him my order. He was looking at me again with that indefinable look on his face. Was that pity I detected? I flushed and looked away. And that's the excerpt. That's it. That's my time.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Trisha.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Yo.
Yes,
Oh,
Krishna.
Thank you.
Yes.
Trisha is a writer, Trisha De Jesus. Like I said, she does a podcast. She does her own open mics, workshops. She's going to other people's open mics. She's always lighting it up. Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE. Make sure, Trisha, you put it in the chat as well so people can copy and paste. Next up is the Urban Cowboy Poet. He's standing. He's ready. He's got his hat ready. Unmute yourself. Hey, no throwing the hands, man. It's poetry. Sir,
Yeah,
let
put
the
me
people
in, coach.
let them know where they can find you online, and then let's hear a legend.
Urban Cowboy Poetry, Facebook or YouTube. Got it? I don't know about your hair advocate, but your beard is great. Okay. You have breakup as a theme the day after Valentine's Day. That last love didn't last long. That's sad. Well, I'm not going to break up the sadness today. See, I'm even wearing black. What's even sadder than a breakup is breakup by death, death of a lover. And that can lead you to drastic things, especially if you heard what came to be known as the Hungarian suicide song. Gloomy Sunday. Laszlo Yavor didn't know he was doing anything wrong, writing words to Gloomy Sunday, the world's saddest song. When it was played on radio and broadcast nationwide, folks all over Hungary committed suicide. That government hated songs that caused a man to take his life. Only the state had the right to cause that kind of strife. Americans saw the tragedy that befell that little nation and thought, this could be a hit. We'll write us a translation. Only one artist could sell a song with such notoriety. We must get it recorded by the great Billie Holiday. Gloomy Sunday. Billie's version was a hit, 100,000 sold. Many were the folks who would never get to grow old. She sang it sad and beautiful and released it in the fall. By spring, 200 fans had decided to end it all. People on 2 continents done left the world too soon. Laszlo's girlfriend hung herself, as did the man who wrote the tune. Britain ruled to restrict the song to instrumental only.
The words were causing folks to feel extremely sad and lonely. How could so many tragic deaths be caused by one sad song? I'll give a sample, but to be safe, please don't sing along. Soon there'll be candles and prayers that are said, I know. Let them not weep, let them know that I'm glad to go. You're starting to feel depressed by the couple lines I read. If I'd have sung this in Hungarian, by now you would be dead. If you should come across this song on iTunes, tape, or disc, be aware that you'll be listening to the words at your own risk. Gloomy Sunday. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for
Way to go, Urban
Yes,
Cowboy.
yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
I love
yes.
when you sing
Yeah.
Urban Cowboy Poet. That was
Fire.
awesome.
We can start calling you UCP the legend up in here, man. The legend
The
teller.
legend.
Sharing the legends, the urban cowboy poet. Love his poetry, and I love the compliment. I'm working hard on the beard. Take that, all of you with good hair, Darius Rubin. Okay, speaking of good hair and Darius Rubin, next on the open mic waiting list is Darius Rubin. Let me unmute him, give him a chance to defend himself. Darius, this is your first time here. Where are you located?
I'm in New York as well, up in Harlem.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Darius, have you ever come to an open mic where the first time they say something about you, they're criticizing your hair? Or is this the first time you've experienced that?
First time I've experienced that. It's usually a mohawk or shaved.
Oh, okay. Shave it. All right. Shave it. You're gonna make my beard look better. All right. I'm only joking. Darius, let the people know where they can follow you online and then share your poetry, brother.
All right, yeah, just Instagram. I'll just put my name. That's it. All right. Thanks, guys. Here we go. It's called If Only Revelry. Here we go. Blue walls, green windows, and orange scaffolds wrap everything in soft mist. So friends to the left and those to the right have no reason not to claim all the spoils of the fight. So I want to write. Not now, but I want to write. The wrong-uns think they're right and what's left's on overdrive. But the streets are quiet and eerie as we wait with all humanity. At least those that give a shit, not full of hate or just insanity, but those who want to be the state and hold it hard with gravity, to swallow and make peace with grit, to feel the hits and hands we need. So why do you conceit me then, as I find the fakes and spit? For their hellish glee in disagreeing leaves our freaks to flee and throw a fit. How can I stand or sit and eat the grit with all the shit to accept my wit being watched? But who am I to feel this way? So painfully I wish the date was rude, made a stain amongst a data skew with a mission to make the devils pay for the death of things that once were true. Yes, everyone's a knob dreaming of a job that can take them to that next level, but people do forget not to regret that life is really for revel. With the presidents changing and problems saying the same thing, I can feel us slipping deep into this insane ring where existence cannot involve in this climate of lost resolve, and we do not want to do battles to claim victory in fear of the scratches as we crawl out of the cave to lie naked and blinded by the sun.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Darius.
Yo, that was
Darius.
Nice,
Woo,
man.
Powerful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Let it come through.
Come on.
Beautiful.
Spit your shit, poet, and shave your head. Darius Rubin, you can find him on Instagram at Darius Rubin. Darius, do not be a stranger now. We're only speaking through Zoom. Even if I bring clippers, I cannot touch your hair. Your hair is safe. Bring your poetry, though. That was fantastic, Darius Rubin. Okay, I've got time for one more poet, and I'm glad we're able to sneak him in. And I mentioned him before, and that is the OG at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. He's got more claim to this open mic than me and Emily Cordes combined times infinity, and that is Paul Skiff. Welcome to the Skiff-verse. Paul, let the people know where we can find you online and then end our night properly, sir.
No, I'm not going to let anybody know where they can find me. They're just going to have to come here and wait on the wait for the waiting list. You know, let's just go. Thank you everybody for being here again. this is just an important way station for me. This has a title, Sacrifice. Within box carried beneath my sleepless conclusion bridge, I restore to you warm, uncommon clover green clothes that wrapped my body under breath held for a month. You exhale now into the history made by the current, the jacket, the pants. Span from collusion to heartbeat, allowed my passage through storm that would engulf me in lifeless streets where human strength fails and markets have been emptied of food by the fearful I did. Accept your protection, these warm clothes, and among the disaster that fell from sky on hammering wind, I strolled, my immune smile, as it were to me, the giver of joy, labored for by no need, confidence of my ability to plunge through harsh adversity rests again with you. From where came this survival, certain and abundant, my tumid, heavy breaths made to cold smoke by storm blasts over an abandoned avenue, find them among the tight weave of these clothes, alone, there, as singular conversions with chance to understand. How were it now you could not know solitude of the birth struggle, departure of physicality, constant move of the empty bowl to the gift? I yield back to you also these wings, the wish for freedom pursued by thousands of years of humanity in order so you could live, to pass over the day stump and see the sun rises 3 times above such oceans we cannot quite dream. Yes, you, butterfly giver. Between shores, the ocean flies 3 suns. One filters your voice through coal smoke in the plazas. Another is the grandmother who carries upon her back sleeping tomorrow in a blanket. The 3rd sun is a place with no private skin, no body, no boundary at all. I take myself upon these open portions of change to agree with the visible need. How were it now you could not be among the illumination that will not seize, the care-wrought missives you sent to me, to you I render back your own past, your unanimous heart, existences cradled out of nothing. You flew them from gleaming instant that put your hands together in a pot of light. You said, vanished wounds are released by the promise of new life when lived up to with vitality beyond regret's eulogy. I have been strength to pass this spark along beneath the barrier made of false voices, artificial months, uncrossed bridge that halves us, to give back to your clarities what they entered here through your mouth, that the falsity with which in anger you damned me by these bonds be righted away in the life of feeling. How, were it now, you could not be in union with what is never acquired through an act of will.
Unmute yourselves, give some energy to
That was
Paul
so.
Skiff.
That's how you close a night.
Amazing.
Great.
Strong closing,
Just
Paul.
incredible, man. Just
Way
incredible,
to
man.
close out the night. Good job, Skip.
Yep.
That
Thank you for
The Skiff verse, Paul Skiff. He is an OG at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. When I used to host the open mics at 1 a.m., he would come through down the Lower East Side. I'm so happy to be seeing him on Zoom as well. Thank you, Paul. I'm happy that we were able to get to him. Shout out to Elizabeth Strauss, Abraham Cardona, Mona, me, and Nancy. You're on the waiting list. I'm sorry we weren't able to get to you today. We did get to hear Abraham on Saturday. I haven't heard from him in a while. I've seen him, I haven't heard from him. Shout out to Abraham. But Elizabeth Strauss, who is now being named Deadpan Lizzie, she went with it. Abraham Cardona, Mona, me, and I love that name, Mona, me too. And to Nancy, thank y'all for checking out. Next week, the theme is Advocate of Words. It's my birthday, so I'm not asking for people to write poems about me. I want you to think about the term advocate of words and what that means to you. If you cannot wait till Monday, even though you're going to come back next Monday, if you cannot wait till Monday, Thursday night, we have an open mic. It is hosted by La Bruja, poetry, singing, hip hop, comedy, all sorts of stuff. A lot of people from the Monday night online open mic are part of the Thursday night online open mic. You sign up for that on Wednesday night, 24 hours before the show. So if you want, you can sign up for that. And if you're following people in our community, then you know there's probably something going on tomorrow. They're always talking about it. So make sure that you're connecting with people in this community. With that being said, good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Agarin into your home. This has been the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and I have been your host for the evening, Advocate of Words. I will see you all next week. Now go read a book.